What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Von Baconstein. And I had an interesting conversation today that I wanted to share with the folks online and also kind of discuss my thoughts on it. So I'm sitting there at work and somebody brings up that there's supposed to be a looming diesel shortage coming up. And this diesel shortage is supposed to occur very shortly. We're talking maybe 18 to 25 days. There's a little bit of a range in the reporting. And it seems like the shortages are going to start on the East Coast where I'm at and kind of spread westward. But anyhow, that's not really the point. Coworker says, "Hey man, I heard that there's going to be a diesel shortage." And I was like, "Yeah man, that's going to suck." And he's like, "Yeah man, it sucks that most of your cars are diesel. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that." If there's no diesel fuel, there's no truck to bring your gasoline, my friend. And when I said that, his face dropped. I said, when there's no diesel, there's no gasoline. When there's no diesel, there's no food. There's no building supplies. There's no electrical repair equipment for when the lights go out and the power goes off. There's no home heating oil. There's no propane. There is nothing. What you have is what you will have. It's amazing to me how disconnected from everything people are. From their food, people who say, "Oh, well, I could never watch something being killed." Not to say that you would want to watch it for pleasure, but I could never watch anything be killed. No, but you could eat 30,000 chicken carcasses throughout your life, or however many pounds of beef, however many salmon out of the rivers. And then you have other people who justify their choices and say, "Oh, well, I'm a vegetarian." As if vegetarianism and veganism, monoculture farming doesn't kill millions of animals every year in the United States. So it's funny to me how out of touch people are. And the same people who are out of touch and who don't understand how things in the world are connected are the same people who are woefully underprepared and unprepared for when shit goes down. And really, we could get into a discussion and say things like, "Oh, well, keep your car topped off. Don't let it drop below 3/4 of a tank. That way, if a diesel shortage or gas shortage happens, you already have X amount in your tank that you can use." We can have the conversation that says, keep your propane topped off. Keep your cans of gasoline or cans of diesel topped off. But realistically, right now, depending on where you're at in the United States, we are at the end of hurricane season. Your gas can should still be topped off. We are always in earthquake season, depending on where you live. We are still in tornado season. Other places, we are getting into winter. Your cans should be topped off. You should be prepared for not having power at this point in the year. So to say something like that for a looming diesel or gas shortage, what's the point? It's going to fall on deaf ears. It's the same people who don't understand that their meat comes from an animal, or couldn't deal with, watching an animal processed. It's people who are disconnected and have a sort of naive ignorance about the world, that they don't know, they don't want to know, they don't care to know. As long as the beef is still in the grocery store, the sausage is still in their belly, the lights come on and the car turns on when you turn it on, that's it. They don't care. There's no investigation in their minds. And it's worrisome, because this winter people are going to freeze, especially in Europe, and people are going to die. And in the United States of America, if there is no diesel, there is no United States of America. This country runs on diesel. You can look around the room you're in. Everything you see or own is brought to you by diesel, manufactured by diesel. The raw materials scraped out of the earth, or cut down, or grown, harvested, transported, packaged, whatever. Diesel, 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 diesel. And it's also kind of funny, because we have used technology in some aspects to try to open up alternatives, but in other aspects, we've taken alternatives off the table. And what I mean when I say that is this. I have the old Ford International 7.3 diesel in my pickup truck and in my wife's Excursion. Those trucks are old, they're paid off, they're reliable, but they will also run on alternative fuels. They might not have as much power as pure straight up diesel, but you can cut filtered used engine oil with diesel and it will run just fine. You can run automatic transmission fluid and it'll run just fine. You can run cooking oil through it and it will run. I believe you're supposed to cut the cooking oil, like used fry grease, after it's been cut with diesel. You can run that in those older engines and they will run just fine, just happy as the clam. And depending on what you burn, your exhaust might smell like fries too. But anyhow, that's not the point. Newer diesels, especially after 2011, have DEF fluid and diesel particulate filters and exhaust gas recirculation valves and all this stuff hooked up to computers that operates one of two ways. Perfectly according to manufacturer specifications, which means that you have your diesel emission fluid, your DEF, spraying into your exhaust. You have your diesel particulate filter still working. You have your exhaust gas recirculation system still working. And as long as all of that works perfectly and you are running diesel, then you are fine. You cannot run alternative fuels in them without modifications. The second mode of operation is you rip all that crap out, reprogram the computer to not miss it, gain fuel efficiency and power, and have a good day. The Environmental Protection Agency doesn't want you doing that. The vehicle manufacturers typically frown on you doing that, but I don't think they care as much as the government. States which have emissions and inspections really don't want you doing that. But at a certain point coming up, it might be necessary for truckers to do that. to rip that crap out of their truck so that way they can run alternative fuels. And really, a lot of them are renewable fuels. People with older diesels, I'm not going to say that they're going to be fine. They're going to have to seek out these alternative means of fueling their diesels. But the means are out there. They're going to have to, you're going to have to buy like a pump, a 10 micron down to like a 5 or 3 micron filter. And you're going to have to, put in the effort to procure the fuel that you're going to burn in your vehicle. But older diesels are nice in that way where they are easily adaptable, we'll say. Not quite as adaptable as like an M35A2 with the Hercules multi-fuel engine. Those engines you could run basically anything. But older diesels, even up into 2000, that don't have all the emissions crap, they'll even run on kerosene. Actually, some people say running them on kerosene is good because it cleans them out. Cleans out a lot of the crap. Some people like adding automatic transmission fluid to their diesel tank every once in a while because automatic transmission fluid has a lot of cleaning agents in it, and they say it removes a lot of the crap in the upper engine. So, but that's neither here nor there. When people don't have anything in their tank, they're not going to care about carbon deposits. If the United States runs out of diesel, things are going to get rough, and things are going to get rough very quickly. Do what you can to protect yourself and insulate yourself from it. And really the only other thing you can do is stock up on food, water, whatever it is you think you need, because it's not a single point of failure. You're not going to see just, trucks don't run and that's it, or this is an inconvenience because I can't go and get gasoline. When the diesel stops, everything stops, and when everything stops, what you have is what you're left with. So if you only have 3 days of food in your pantry, good luck. If your stores are already having problems with empty shelves, good luck. It's not going to be fun. So let me know what you guys think. I'd like to hear some feedback and maybe some better tips than what I put out. I'm feeling pretty negatively about how people are going to be handling this, especially based off of that conversation I had at work today, because oh my God, people are just so out of touch. Anyhow, that's Von Baconstein out.